What if I drop this?
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Just dropping a piece of paper onto the street. It'll be there when we come back for it, sure it will. Alright, so let's go. Hey guys.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Yes, touch my legs again.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Great.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Alright, well let's get back.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, Josh.
Just randomly walk into someone else's apartment?
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, Josh.
Really?
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Really? You failed your degree? What a loser.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times. Warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his groaning. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
I like how he just randomly chats her up. I'm also interested by the fact that this game won't have her taking the lead to ask him questions about his background. Like, is that how it is? Do guys always have to chat girls up and not the other way around? Anyway, let's get back to business.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Can you get onto Google Maps or something and look up where the club is?
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
He was the clown.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible.
What?
Is this what he took from Plantar?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever
That's
heard
the
of the
Templars.
Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Ooh, cutscene.
This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land, safer journeys, meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years.
Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Are you serious? Ah, okay.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
That little background story was mostly historically accurate, I think. Actually, I think it was all historically accurate. You can look it up on Wikipedia if you like, the Templars. So there's 4 quadrants. Are these angels or just heralds?
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse.
2 guys on horse. Like they started off as the poor knights. You know, the poverty and all that kind of stuff, but eventually they grew powerful and rich.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
I don't know what that refers to. I don't know whether that's historically significant.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
A knight with a crystal ball. There's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
So it seems like everyone around here speaks Latin except me. What's that say on the shield?
A knight with a crystal ball. The knight scroll bears a phrase through my...
Let's face it, we need help. Someone who knows about this.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who
Okay, just stop
specializes in
clicking.
medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okay, a new place to look and do stuff. Why am I taking the lead now? Like, why are we not playing her anymore?
Let's take another look at the map.
I missed the last quarter.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
Those are astrological symbols on the bottom. I don't know if they're relevant. Anyway, let's get out of here. How do I get out of here? Wait.
A nut through...
Why is that grayed out like that?
They're between...
Alright, so we have to... That's a bit strange.
Are you sure you've never heard of Thomas Merlin?
Positive.
Alright.
I have to go.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Krone Museum.
I guess that's what we're doing next. Again, I like how this game just tells you what to do next.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Like, it's not because I'm stupid. Well, yeah, kind of. But it's because, like, in a lot of adventure games, like, they won't do that. And you end up spending a lot of time just walking through every single map, clicking on everything, because you don't know what you're supposed to do next. I really hate that about adventure games. And I think it's good that they're doing this in this game.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, but I can tell you one thing. There's no such place as the Club à la Moute in Paris.
Oh, so it's a different city then.
Can you tell me anything about this security pass?
I can tell it doesn't belong to you.
How come?
Give me some credit. If you're an electrician, I'll eat my antirrhinums.
You're a remarkably talented lady.
Cool. Would you like...
Would you like to shake my hand?
No, I wouldn't. I can see the future, remember?
See
Alright,
you later.
That's right, monsieur.
let's go to the museum, which is not there. It's there. Huh, that's interesting. It's a really narrow street. That's the exit. I've never... Wow, look at that. Graphical glitches. I've never seen this building before. Well, I've never seen any of the buildings in this game before, to be honest. But I've never seen any part of Paris that looks like this before. I've never been to Paris, by the way. I'm just looking about books and things. Interesting. There's a guy. There's the exit. And there's artifacts. Let's talk to him.
The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink. Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it there. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Interesting. Wait, you're gonna ask him about Templars? Cool.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
How can you not know anything about the Templars? Look at that cross. That's the Templar cross right there.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Oh wait, no, it's not. My
Not
bad.
me, monsieur.
That's the...
I am no scholar. Though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to party. No, no, no. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobino.
Okay then, would you like my soggy tissue?
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Okay.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
No one's shaking my hand.
Thanks for your help.
Alright, let's look around.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window.
It's a security mechanism? Oh, it opens the window. Do I really want to do that?
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marr at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I
What
was
an
excited.
idiot. I didn't know that the Templars were in Ireland.
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No. No.
Okay, okay.
Huh. What's this?
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Why would that be out of place in the museum? Oh, he's closing the window again. That's interesting. Like it's an artifact.
Watch out! You will have that done on top of us.
Huh.
It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
What? What?
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm guessing I'm supposed to steal this. But how? Huh. Okay.
Watch out!
What if I... No, open the window. So I can't